Hello everybody and welcome to my video getting tidier. So I want to start the video by thanking you. I've nearly got 2,000 subscribers and that means that I need to be knitting really quickly because I finished one cloth but I haven't finished my second. So I will be sending out 2 of my handmade cloths to 2 people anywhere in the world once I get to 2,000 subscribers. And then I wanted to just show you a picture of all the things. People like to see some of the things I'm getting rid of. So this is all the things that I'm getting rid of, including all those Bulldog moisturisers and face washes, which are obviously in pristine condition. And I know it's not perfect, but this was layer 1 in terms of how I sorted it out yesterday. So I just got a few people asked me about the things that I got rid of and how it looked. So I just wanted to show you. So they were all the good conditions, and all the other items, brand new items, and all the other things were just rubbish and stuff that was just taking space up in my life. And then I needed to do another load of washing, so I got all the white loads of washing out and put another load of coloured. Didn't get a chance to hang that out yesterday, but I will just hang all of that out of the washing machine today. Today is Good Friday, so happy Easter to those of you that celebrate. I'm not doing any work in the house today. I might do a little bit of pottering in the garden, but today we got up, had hot cross buns at my mum's house, and then we've gone out to a church quite a distance away from us, but just to go to the grave of an aunt who absolutely loved Easter. So we went out there as a family, and me and my daughter picked some spring flowers from the garden. We've still got quite a few flowers still looking nice, so some daffodils and hyacinths that we picked and put on the graves. And just there you can see how I was just rubbing fairy liquid into the stains. So I do find that works really quite well. Any stains you've got on any tops, if you just rub in fairy liquid before you wash it, it really seems to get rid of the stain, which is good. So it tends to work for me, unless the things are like really bad, and then you might need some sort of specialist treatment. But certainly for things that have got like grease stains, tomato ketchup, even wine, I've used that with. So a couple of updates from my followers. So Lynn from Oxford said that I was doing a really good job and she loves my videos and listening to my stories, or is that waffles? Thank you, Lynn, for that. I appreciate that. Jelly Bean Angel said that she was really proud of some of the good choices that she feels like I'm making, given some of the things are just taking up space, and realising that stuff is not helpful when I'm just trying to get tidy. So thank you for that. A number of you replied to my query about school bags and said that you thought it was absolutely fine if I just asked my daughter to put her school bag by the wicker basket, which is full of books. Sharon mum me had a good system. She always said that they had like hooks in the hallway, and that always worked well. She also asked if I could share the recipe and some pictures of the Easter cakes that I mentioned yesterday that I'll be having on Sunday, that my mum's partner makes. I doubt very much that I'll be able to get access to the recipe because I'm sure that'll be a secret, but I will take a photograph. So I also got a comment from Carol from Liverpool, and she's got children that are grown up now. They're 28 and 24, and she really enjoys tidying up and decluttering and cleaning. And I think it's made me sort of think it's quite interesting, because she said, well, growing up her house was always untidy. It's funny, because growing up my mum always kept the house very tidy and was very organised with all the household chores. But as I've said to you before, you know, in some of my earlier videos, I never did anything in the house. So I think I left home when I got married, so I was 24, and the only thing that I really could do is make a sausage casserole. I couldn't do anything. I'd never done anything else. So it was kind of a bit of a shock to the system when I left home. And my husband had got an older sister where she had been made to do things and he really hadn't. So I do think that makes a big difference. Also, Judith said good job with the bathroom baskets, and mentioned about how it'll be easier to get ready in the morning, which I absolutely agree. We've also got a couple of new subscribers. So we've got Donna from Australia just joined. So she said she's enjoying the chat and motivation, and she liked the history about the house. Thank you, Donna, for joining us. Also, we've got a new subscriber, Kimmy A. Stewart, and said she liked watching the videos and she hopes that I have a lovely Easter weekend. Thank you very much. I hope you do as well. And then we've got some other new subscribers. Well, I've ended up having a little look on the map of England to see exactly where they are. So Caroline from Shropshire, she's posted there about a system that she had when her children came in from school. Sounded like the system worked an absolute treat. They didn't use lockers either at school. They brought all their books home. But they had a bookcase in the lounge, and when they came home from school they put their bags and the PE kits in the bucket, and they each had a shelf in the bookcase for their school books. Sounds good. And it worked all the way through until they left for university, and then Caroline reclaimed her bookcase. Sounds like a super idea to me. Also, Zid came across her channel, my channel, when she was unwell, and she ended up feeling wide awake through the night and binge watching all my videos. Thank you very much for your support. She's from Mississippi, and she's given me lots of lovely compliments and comments about my house, so the fireplaces and so on. She's not been so well recently, which I'm sorry to hear. But the other day she had a bad day and she just decided to sit outside in the sunshine with her cat Frank. And I thought, isn't that a wonderful thought, that some days, you know, I know some people have got different illnesses, and I completely, from a personal perspective, I know someone who's got the illness that you've got, and I know that on your bad days that's really, really tough. But I thought, what a good perspective to have, to just think, I'm going to sit outside in the sunshine, which of course has so many benefits to our immune system and our health. And then Rainy Milliman 7139 has given some good advice for those bugs that you can sometimes get in food supplies. So I said to you, didn't I, about how one of our pastas had got these like little black bugs in, and that went in the bin. And my husband hadn't seen it until after it was cooked, and then saw them in the water. And then when I looked in the cupboard, there was another bag where the pasta was open and there were bugs in that as well. I always use the wooden pegs, like the pegs on the line, to close things up. But what Rainy's is telling us is that if you put bay leaves on the shelves, that keeps them all away. So she said it might seem kind of messy to some people, but they're just lying there, and sometimes the box of pasta is sitting on the bay leaves. They break up over time, but I just vacuum them out and put fresh ones in. I bought a bag from Amazon to use for this purpose. Well, the good news is that I've got a bay tree, so I'm going to do that little tip. That's a great idea, and also they probably smell quite nice as well when you open the cupboards. So I really appreciate that tip. Thank you. And then here you can see I'm back in the kitchen. So I've got 2 bottles left. So I've got Lansum champagne and another champagne, and I'm going to open them over Easter and try them. If they're past it, then they'll be poured down the sink. If they're okay, then I might have a glass. I've said to you before that I don't really drink much alcohol. I might have like a little glass of sherry once in a blue moon. I quite like red wine. Excuse me, I've still got this cough. But yeah, I don't really drink alcohol. I think if I was going out and I wanted an alcoholic drink, I might have like Malibu and Coke or something. But I don't really drink much fizzy drink. I might have a Dr. Pepper every so often, but don't drink them much because I think they're so bad. And thankfully, my daughter, for when she was a bit younger, she just always drank water, and then she stopped drinking so much. To encourage her, I thought, oh well, maybe she'd drink more if I gave her a little bit of squash. But she then wasn't keen, so she still just drinks water. And when something came up about fizzy drinks, and I said, oh, the fizz goes up your nose and it's awful. And after that, she doesn't even want to try a fizzy drink. So she's 11 and a half, and she's never ever had any fizzy drinks. Not at parties, not at home, Nowhere. I think because of her allergies, that's been quite, like when she goes to parties, I know exactly what she's eating and what she's drinking, and nobody would give her anything else. And like this morning with my mum, she was asked, what would you like? Would you like squash? Would you like apple juice? And she said, can I have a water, please? So I'm quite pleased that she's quite content with water. That probably helps that I drink water all the time. That's the main thing she sees me drinking. You can see me at my junk drawer. I was trying to get something else in there, and that was a bit of a mistake because then I couldn't then close it. And I am going to do a video soon. I think I'll do a junk drawer video to celebrate when I get to 2,000 followers. And I will get everything out of the junk drawer and I will do a little video. And then I'll send off my 2 dishcloths that I've made. Interestingly, I looked on Etsy and people are making them and selling them. I thought if I was quick at knitting, I could do that, couldn't I? But I'm not very quick. And I want to give them away. And then after this little clip, I want to show you my dad came round yesterday and he bought me some more bits and pieces. So I've got a rabbit dish with a few Halloween bits, some little Easter eggs, some little chicks, a bracelet and a little feather. And then he's bought me round some mugs and some glasses and a little pretty container there with a little ribbon, a Cliff Richard mug. So he brought me those round yesterday. And he said to me about those shaving mugs I gave him, he said he's just going to give them away, he's got no space for things. He said if I don't get rid of things, then when anything happens to him, I'm going to have to sort out everything and get everything anyway. But I said, I thought you said that you were going to keep those shaving mugs because of who they belong to. And he said, no, he said, I'm getting rid of them. I've got no space. I think the truth of it is, my sort of tendency is to keep hold of things and to like take things that are free, etc., etc. The hoarding element, I think I get a little bit from my things kept hold of from my mum and dad. My mum does get rid of more now. But I just think like when I go to hotels and they have like lovely sewing sets and all the different free things they give out, I collect everything. And then I think about it and think like I would never ever use the body lotion. And yet I would still take it from the hotel because it's free. And this whole process has made me re-examine things like that. So surely it makes sense, take the shampoo, use the shampoo, take the soaps, use the soaps. The sewing kit my daughter would probably quite like. But some of the other things you get, what is the point of just taking them for the sake of it? Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But I just thought before, like, it's free. A little bit like my husband's recently got this bag at a conference and a T-shirt and a sweater at a conference. Because they were free, he just took them. But very soon the weather's going to change and I'm not going to have all my washing sitting around like this. So good news, good news. And then right at the end of my video, you'll see one of the oldest churches in England here. Very, very old church. So it's got a Saxon tower and very, very pretty. So went inside. It desperately needs work doing on the roof, unfortunately. So there's that whole section which we can't go into anymore. And there's birds and bats inside. They're a very, very small congregation. But somehow it's sort of still staying open. I mean, I think it's lovely, really, that people would come and open it at the weekends. But part of the community, isn't it? If someone's just going past and they want to go into a church, they should be open, in my opinion. And we're very lucky that these weren't damaged in all the problems that we've had throughout our history. These are really old, and on the ends of every single pew, there's little stories about each little person and each animal. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for listening and watching my video. Thank you for all your support and encouragement. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!